I'm in peace with myself right now. Why? Because I know myself a little bit more than yesterday. Hey baby, how are you doing? Right, it's been a long time. Okay, so what's the topic today? Alright, these days I had a challenge with someone and also with myself. And that was the anger. The anger between us and the anger in myself. I had a really big one inside of me that I didn't realize. Yes. So, what was it about? Okay, I was thinking that I'm such a calm person. Like, you can go on my nerve. No, you can't. You cannot do that. But I met someone and we were so similar to each other. Actually, personality. The personality was so similar. And he did something to me in my workplace that went so badly on my nerve. Okay, so I was saying that, oh, Astra is a calm girl. No, she wouldn't do anything aggressively. But I met someone. Oh gosh, I'm still struggling with this. Like, why did I do that action? Why did I get angry? Why? Let me tell you something. When you're angry about something, that's a sign that there is a problem with you. You have to work on something. And what was that for me? So he said something into my face, and I was like, how you dare to say something like that? I was so on fire about that. Why? Because that was my flaw. He said this right off into my face. And it was hard for me to accept this. Why? Because that was real. That flaw was inside of me, and I knew that. But he was saying this in front of my face, between my colleagues and my friends, and that was so hard for me to accept it. So that was the beginning of the fight, right? So the point that I want to say is that whenever someone comes to you and say something aggressively that really hurts you, and you take it personally, you take that personally, that means there is something wrong about you. Because if it wasn't, why did you take that for yourself? Like, there's no reason for doing that. And if you don't take that lesson from that argument, from that fight between you and those people, you cannot pass the test. Like, there is an exam in this world that God will take from every person. And when it comes to you and you don't learn your lesson, God will redo the exam one more time, one more time, one more time. So if you don't pass the test, we're gonna have another test for tomorrow with a slightly different idea about it. But the whole context is the same. So I was saying this like, okay, Astro, these are my flaws. I'm not a perfect person. I know that, but I'll try to get better. So why God put that person in my way? Okay, he wants to give me a lesson. Alright, so I get angry about these kind of things when someone comes and says this into my face. And that's something normal. And I have to work on it. Like, I have to clear that flaw from myself. So whenever tomorrow, one day, someone else comes to me and say, oh, you're such a, I don't know, that person, something like that, I shouldn't be angry about it because I know inside of me there is nothing like that. So why I should take it personally? That's all. Yeah. So I work on that era, and then I work on that area, and then I'll be so strong. Yeah. So the conclusion is that we have to get strong at the end. That's why we've got many exams and lessons in life. Yes, that's the conclusion. To be stronger than you were yesterday. To be better than you yesterday. So that's the reason for growth. That's the reason for living in this life. Because when the water flows, it's more clear and more beautiful than when it's in one place and it has no movement and no action. So when I talk to me about these kind of things that happens in our daily basis, like I go and discover about the reason why that thing happened, I feel more calm and comfortable to myself. Because actually, right after the fight that I had with that person, I was crying, I was shouting, I was gossiping about him, like, oh god, I want to kill him. But when I started to think and have some loneliness time with myself, talking with myself, writing about that thing, writing about that day, it felt like I'm releasing and I'm letting go. Why? Because I'm working on myself and I'm getting my lessons. And that's a blessing. When you get your lesson and when you let it go, like you're trying to recover, everything will be healed for you. Your soul, your mind, your subconscious mind. I had some dreams, like after the fight. Like I said, okay, I'll forgive him and I will forget him too, right? And when I started to do this to myself, I felt like, oh gosh, I really feel good right now. And my dream changed. Like the first days, I was so struggling in my dreams. Like I was searching, I was fighting, I was sad. But nowadays, I'm like a passenger who goes from this city to another. And it's like actually I have the feeling like I'm floating. Everything is okay. And I'm so calm. I'm in peace with myself right now. Why? Because I know myself a little bit more than yesterday. So when you know yourself, when you figure out what's your ups and downs, you'll be in such a peaceful time with yourself. But why we're sometimes overwhelmed, we're so dizzy, because we don't know how we should fix and match into this circumstance, because we still didn't detect and find our inner potential. So when you start to get to know yourself, you'll be stronger, you'll have more peace, and that's it. Like it's all about knowing yourself. It's all about knowing that where are you good at and where are you bad at and how you should fix that bad areas. And the challenge is enjoyable. Like you're working on yourself. It's like a baby that you want to grow and you see that they are struggling to crawl, to walk, to run. And that's all about it. Like you have to give yourself the time to pass all these tests. And I really hope you will do well. And I pray for ourselves to pass these tests with good results. Bye bye.